Good morning, afternoon or evening Harry Potter fans, how are we all doing today? Now unless you've been living under a rock lately, I'm sure you will be aware that there is a brand new Harry Potter TV series set to come out in 2026. Whilst details on the series are still limited, casting has now opened and we are actively awaiting finding out our new golden trio who will appear on our screens in just a couple of years. This series has massively split opinions of Potter fans across the world, mainly for one reason, and that's because the series has decided to try and recreate the original Harry Potter movies by basing the plot of the new show on the original 7 Harry Potter books. The current plan, as we know it, is to give each book its own dedicated season to allow the story of each book to be explained in more detail, as there will be more time to tell the story than in just the movies. Now, given the controversial nature of this news, I've been asked a lot to give my thoughts and feelings on the upcoming show. So that's what I'm going to do today. Welcome to part 1 of a 2-part series here on the Zogwarts YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss 3 reasons why I'm excited for the new Harry Potter TV show. And in my next YouTube video, because unfortunately negativity always seems to do better than positivity on the internet, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why maybe I'm not as excited for the show. So buckle in before we get started. Please do hit subscribe if you're new. It really helps to grow the account. We've hit 2,000 subscribers since the last video, so thank you so much everybody for that. If you'd like more consistent Harry Potter videos and streams, check out my Twitch and TikTok links in the description. And one last new thing since my last YouTube video is we have now started the Zogwarts Hub Discord server. So if you'd like a place to chat to other Harry Potter fans 24/7, check it out, come and join, links in the description. We're nearly at 100 members. But without further ado, let's kick off the list with number 1. The series can add the things that the movies missed out. So from what I can gather from browsing the internet and chatting to Harry Potter fans both in person and online, the biggest reason most Potter fans have for being excited for the new series is, look, we all love the Harry Potter movies, they are brilliant, but the biggest criticism we have of them is the stuff they missed out from the books. That's where the TV series can really shine. You see, the movies were all limited time-wise. A typical movie is always going to be around 2 to 2.5 hours long, and whilst that was almost sufficient to tell the story of the first 3 Harry Potter books, as soon as you hit Goblet of Fire, you needed more time, really. And they noticed this by the Deathly Hallows and made a good decision splitting that one into 2 movies. However, other books, in particular for me, The Goblet of Fire and Half-Blood Prince, suffered massively from not having enough time to really detail everything from the plot. Now, we don't know how long each season is going to be in the new show, but we can make a strong assumption from the general length of TV shows that there's going to be more time than was in the movies. I mean, let's say, worst case scenario, you're looking at a 6-show season, and each episode in that season is around 30 minutes. That's still going to give you almost a 50% time increase than the movie would have got. And that's worst case scenario. We could see 8, 10 episodes per season. Episodes could be 40 minutes. They could be an hour long. There could be so much time to tell the story of the books and get all the details that were missed out. Now, this is one of those things that I think we're going to have to be patient with, because this might not be as big of a positive when the series immediately starts. As I've already said, I feel like the Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prison of Azkaban, most important details were in those. So the first few years of the series, we're not going to notice that much of a difference. There may be small things here and there. In particular, Philosopher's Stone, I really want to see the Midnight Duel chapter in its entirety. I'd also love to see the potions task after the trio go through the trapdoor. Those little things that can be added can make a massive difference and be a good way to win over your book Potter fans early doors. But as soon as we hit book 4, I need to see a big change. Everything that was cut out from Goblet of Fire, from Winky, Ludo Bagman, the true explanation of how Barty Crouch Jr. escaped from Azkaban, if they get that sort of stuff right, that's going to be such a win for the series. I'll discuss in my next video where I talk about the negative side of this series, in my opinion, a little bit more about why I think the series is really going to struggle to live up to the incredible level of the movies. However, I think genuinely the easiest win for the series is just look at what the movies didn't do. Because everything the movies decided to do, I'd say 90% of it they got pretty spot on. There are some blunders here and there, specifically Ginny and Harry and the Half-Blood Prince, I know. But overall, the movies were pretty good. So if you just focus on the stuff that they couldn't fit in, that's a great way to get off to a strong start. Reason number 2, we could get some more canon information. Now, as I know most of my community are very strong Potter fans, I'm sure you're all aware that the Harry Potter movies are not considered true canon. So what I mean by this is that anything that happens in the movies that didn't happen in the books didn't actually happen in real Harry Potter lore. So for example, the attack on the Burrow in Half-Blood Prince didn't happen. Goyle didn't die in the Deathly Hallows, it was Crabbe, and Neville didn't give Harry gillyweed before the second Triwizard Task, it was Dobby. And this makes sense because, I mean, the movies and the books are both telling the same story. So which one would you trust for the more accurate information? You'd pick the original source of the information, which was the books. However, there is something really interesting though. Since the climax of the movie series, finishing with the release of the Deathly Hallows Part 2, pretty much every single piece of Harry Potter media that's been released since then is considered true canon. The Fantastic Beasts movies, canon. Hogwarts Legacy, canon. The Cursed Child, unfortunately, canon. It has been a long time since we actually got some Harry Potter content that's not been classified as canon, which really makes you ask the question, is the new TV series going to be canon? And if so, could we see some new stuff added that adds to our general Harry Potter lore and information? This really excites me. As strong Harry Potter fans, we've all spent hours browsing the internet, browsing Wizarding World, back in the day browsing Pottermore, trying to find out extra details about our favourite characters and places that weren't originally mentioned in the books but that are considered true canon. The series could give us new stuff. I mean, we don't know what perspectives we're going to see in the series. I'm not imagining that we're going to get massive plot-changing moments like Draco Malfoy turning on his family happening in the series or anything like that, but we could just see some different bits. I mean, there's a chance maybe this series isn't all going to be from the perspective of Harry. Maybe we'll get some flashback episodes. Maybe we'll get episodes from the perspective of side characters and we could find out more about them. It seems unlikely, but the possibilities with this series are endless given the fact that we don't actually know the true direction of it yet. I'd certainly say, especially in those earlier books when they're going to have to find reasons to fill a bit of time because there's not as much stuff to add in that was left out from the movies, maybe they'll improvise. And if that's the case, if it is confirmed that they're being considered as canon, we can get more information about characters, and that's never a bad thing. Well, that's a lie. Sometimes it is. Again, Cursed Child, but hopefully it's a good thing. At the very least, it's going to be a talking point, which leads me on pretty nicely to my last thing, which is reason number 3. It just gives the community something to talk about. Now, if you only follow me here on YouTube, you might not believe me because my YouTube schedule is not the most consistent. I promise that going into 2025, I'm going to try and make more consistent YouTube content a priority. However, elsewhere on TikTok, Twitch, Discord, I'm active a lot. I post Harry Potter content multiple times a day. I stream probably on average more than once a day. It's a lot. It's great fun, but it's a lot. And whilst I've been doing this now for about 18 months, what I've found is as much as we all love Harry Potter and we all do our best to try and find new things to talk about, it's tough. I look at the live streams I do specifically, we've kind of covered every single Harry Potter topic there is, and now most of the time our live streams go off topic and we just talk about food and stuff like that, which I also love, but still, it'd be great to have more Harry Potter stuff to chat about. And that's why this series is going to be great. In 2 years' time, whether this series is fantastic, whether it's a complete disaster, whether it's somewhere in the middle, it's going to give us something to talk about. From my perspective as a content creator, it's going to give me a whole load of video ideas, which is amazing, but also just as a genuine fan, it's going to give me reasons to chat to people, and I hope it's going to be the same for you guys. Go and chat to your friends, come and chat to us in the Discord. Whoever it is, find a Potter fan, get their opinion. There's going to be talking points, and that's always important. If you want to keep something that is quite old and, you know, has been around for a while, like Harry Potter, every now and then we're going to need new stuff. Another thing that seems unlikely but that will happen is this is going to bring new people into the Harry Potter circle. I know at this point it feels like anyone who might be interested in Harry Potter would have probably tried the movies or the books at some point, but there genuinely will be people who have never seen Harry Potter, who see the series come up on their screen and they go, do you know what? I'll give it a try. And do you know what? Growing our community is always a good thing. I'll discuss it more in my next video, but I am skeptical about the series. But one thing I do know is that even if we don't like what's on screen, I'm going to have a brilliant time having a bit of a laugh, having a bit of a joke with the people around me who also love Harry Potter, and we can share in our disappointment together. Because as I'm sure a lot of you do know, sometimes with things like Harry Potter, the most fun thing isn't the actual content itself, it's the stuff that goes on around it. The conversations, the laughs, the communities. In 2 years' time, whatever happens, Harry Potter is going to become more relevant than it's been in probably the last decade, and that for me is exciting. And that's my list. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're new. It really helps to support the account, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video where I'll be discussing the reasons I'm maybe not as excited for the new TV show. As I said before, check out all the links in the description to see me on a more regular basis, but for now, have a good day everybody. I'll see you later.